Good Friday morning, South Carolina weather watchers. I'm your meteorologist, Joseph Peterson, and let's go in and talk about the weather for your Friday. Starting off, what is going on here in terms of the current state of the state for when it comes to rainfall. Rainfall not going on at all. It looks mainly nice and dry over the state here, and then we do have a special weather statement. That's for patchy fog. Goes all the way throughout all the Midlands, and then also parts of the inland low country as well. So patchy fog going on throughout these areas. Patchy even dense fog as well through spots through 9 o'clock in the morning. Now, what's going on in terms of the entire U.S.? We do have some rainfall in Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, New York, even some rainfall with some flooding, Kansas, some severe weather in Oklahoma and Minnesota. We do also have some rainfall over inside of New Mexico, Arizona, and then for the most part, that's about it. Arkansas, maybe Georgia, Alabama, and Florida getting in on some rainfall, but for the most part, that's about it. Now, in terms of cloud cover, we do see some cloud cover throughout all areas of the state. Doesn't matter where you are. And me just, taking a look outside just for a moment here. Sun, out is out, very bright, and it is foggy out there right now. But for the most part, it looks like that it is actually clouding up, just due to that fog cover as well. Now, if we want to take a look at our cloud cover for the future, you push this over into around 11 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. You don't really see too much of fog activity until like a bit later on. Like here's like 7 a.m. right here pushing forward, and then by around 9 to 10 a.m., yeah, it kind of goes away. But then as you push this forward even into the afternoon, look how much cloud cover we have that moved its way up towards the PD areas, up into the Midlands, up into the low country area later on to around like 12 o'clock in the morning here. So cloud cover is going to make a little bit of a return here. It's now maybe not in terms of widespread coverage, but it can make a return tonight, starting to spread more regionally. Now, in terms of current temperatures, we're talking about 76 in Somerville, 78 in Charleston, 75 Orangeburg, 76 in Georgetown, 77 Myrtle Beach, and 75 in Conway, 75 Sumter, Columbia, 73 in Lawrence, 72 Greenville, and 73 over there inside of Spartanburg. Now, what about for our air quality? We're looking good. No bad air quality today. Everyone can enjoy the outdoors without having to worry about air quality. High temperatures for today, we're talking about 88 in Greenville, 88 Spartanburg, as well as 92 in Columbia, 92 in Orangeburg, 91 also in Walterboro, Moncks Corner, and 90 in King Street, 89 in Georgetown, 86 in Myrtle Beach and Charleston. Now, what about for our heat index values? Heat index values are going to continue to stay more in around the mid 100 to 110 range or so, close to 105 plus in the low country. So low country slash Midlands, could be the hottest areas for today. For when it comes to that air quality, to that heat index, not air quality. When it comes to that heat index, I'm still thinking about air quality, I guess. But not only that, but also look at just the amount of hundreds we have throughout this map. It's starting to spread a little bit into the into the upstate now. So something to look for here as we move over the next couple of days. Winds for today going to be around 5 to 10 miles per hour inland, maybe around 10 to 12, 13, 14 miles an hour towards the coastal areas. And then wind gust going to be from around 8, 9 miles an hour all the way up to around 16 miles per hour or so. So it's not going to be the most breeziest days of today of all time or anything like that, but just something to keep an eye out for. In terms of precipitation, over the next 24 hours, you see around a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch over there in Cheraw, Sumter, Kingstree, even over there in Georgetown, Myrtle Beach. All these areas, same thing with Anderson and Greenville, have a hundredth of an inch to a tenth of an inch, and then a tenth of an inch to a quarter of an inch in areas like Walterboro, Moncks Corner, going on over into Charleston, Hilton Head Island, and some areas may even see a quarter of an inch all the way up to an inch of rainfall over the next 24 hours here in the state of South Carolina. Now, one thing that you also do realize is that there are a lot of spots that may not see rainfall in general. So like up there, Newberry, Greenwood, Rock Hill, Winnsboro, Camden, those areas aren't really included and any risk of rainfall over the next 24 hours. Will that happen? We'll see what happens, but for right now, the official forecast says no. Thunderstorms are definitely possible today, and that's something obviously to watch for because it's summertime, and as we know, summer thunderstorms go wherever they want, and they can travel whenever they want. So honestly, everybody needs to be watching out for rainfall today, even if the forecast said you don't have a chance of rain for today. I mean, there's a chance that you may not get it, but there also is that chance that you may get it today. So everybody should be watching out for thunderstorm activity. Excessive rainfall wise, isolated flash flooding possible up here inside of the foothills from Greenville over inside of Easley, Clemson, Walhalla, Pickens. These areas, 5% risk of flash flooding for today. Make sure that you're paying attention for that. And then for the crazy score, we're at a 19. We're at a 19. Why? Well, mainly due to the foggy conditions, and then we have special weather statements out for the foggy activity in general. So that fog activity is pushing us all the way up into the mild category for today. And, we're seeing fog all throughout, the Midlands, the low country, the upstate, seeing some mostly cloudy conditions, but not fog. The PD seeing fog, even the CSRA seeing some fog as well. So now as we go in and take a look at the models, time is at the bottom part of your screen. Please make sure that you pay attention to that, as that is very important to do so. We push this forward into around 8 a.m., moving all the way to 10, 11, 12 o'clock p.m. or so. And we see that rainfall moving inland from the Atlantic, making some shower and storm activity kind of push throughout the low country, push throughout the PD areas. And then as we move over into around 6 o'clock p.m., 7 o'clock p.m., 8 o'clock p.m., shower and storm activity gets going throughout the southern Midlands, throughout the Midlands, like the central Midlands, and then also over there inside the PD areas later on to around 8, 9, 10 p.m. or so. And so it kind of leaves the low country as you get to around 5 to 6 p.m. or so. And then it kind of moves up and goes more towards the north, towards the upstate areas and those Midland areas there. So that's what we're looking at in terms of rainfall activity and storm activity over the next 18 hours or so. Now, how much rainfall could we potentially see? Well, if we want to take a look at it, not much. I mean, according to the HRRR, not much. I mean, you have a couple of spots that may get around an inch or so, but that's about it. That is really about it. In some areas, maybe an inch and a half. But also, one thing that you don't really notice as well, where's all the rainfall in the upstate? Well, if we go back real quick, and we can take a look at the 6Z real quick, push this forward all the way later on into tonight, you don't see any rainfall. No rainfall at all in the upstate. And so I guess maybe it has to do with this shower activity that we're seeing up here inside of the upstate. I guess maybe they think that one of these storms may try to impact the state of South Carolina if it, later on this afternoon. But, I mean, to be honest, you're not seeing any rainfall in the spot where there is a 5% risk of flash flooding, and it's up here inside of the upstate. And this is for today. So, I mean, the confidence for me right now in terms of this really verifying and becoming a risk of flash flooding is not really that high for this area at all. In fact, like I said, a lot of areas in the green here may not even see a single drop of rainfall. But that's pretty much all I have to say here for this morning. Make sure if you've not hit the like button yet or the subscribe button yet, please go ahead and do so. Also hit the share button. Share with all the people that you know, friends, family members, acquaintances, people that you don't talk to regularly because it's free and it doesn't hurt anybody. It takes like 2 seconds to do. We're going to talk about the tropics tonight. Obviously, no tropical cyclone activity is expected during the next 7 days, but we have to talk about the tropics tonight because we have another area in the ensembles and maybe even the deterministic models. Something's starting to pop up in the main development region in the Atlantic. All of that we're going to go in and talk about tonight. Make sure that you're there, 8 o'clock p.m., in exactly 12 hours.